Hello, my name is Kelly Heckman, and I am the co-founder of FiXiT, a nonprofit dedicated to ending companion animal overpopulation by creating marketing and incentive-based strategies to give all pet owners the desire and ability to get their animals spayed and neutered. In this webinar, I will give you an introduction to how strategic and smart implementation of your marketing program that you've been creating can result in big impact for animals in the long run. To move forward with our marketing plan, we need to first outline some goals. Number one is to actually launch the plan. To do this, we will need to determine where exactly our target audience is going to be most affected by our ads in order to get them to act and get their animals spayed and neutered. We will need to set up a system in order to determine what is actually working. Are any of the messages pulling better than others? Is there a particular media channel that results in more action? Any geographic distribution that we should consider? To figure this out, we will need to actually track the success in a systematic way. We want to gather this data in order to ultimately optimize our program and focus on those strategies that are working. By reducing the ineffective avenues, we can make our limited marketing dollars really count. That means more money for programming and more spay and neuter. Win-win. So let's think about how to launch. Hopefully you've done a little research already into the preferences of your target community. What media do they use primarily? Where do they get important information about their animals? Who do they turn to get that advice? Then implement them in a way that will make the audience take action. For example, a great deal of your audience may be on Facebook, but is that a media channel that they use to find information out about spay and neuter? Would that be a source that they would trust to learn more about spay and neuter? And unfortunately, you may be limited by your budget. This initial stage of the marketing program is an investment, so you should plan on spending more up front, but that will still limit your choices. Remember, invest in testing if you're trying out a new marketing. Do not waste your money on untested strategies. From earlier surveying or maybe some market research, you get a sense of which media are popular in your target demographic. Then, of those that fit the bill, which of these can you afford to pursue? Is it going to be a lot easier to use print than radio or television? But if you have a resource that gives you an in, it is definitely worth testing. Similarly, with social media, which are people using? And which would people that you are targeting be using to get information about their pets? Don't forget your audience and what you can predict is their natural behavior. What kind of ad would they click on about spay and neuter when they are going through the friends and family posts on Facebook? We do not have a lot of luck in this route, but that may be different for your community. The most important part of this whole marketing program is to be able to tell what is working and what is not. It just doesn't make sense to put your limited advertising budget into a message or media that doesn't result in calls to make appointments or even more important, actual surgeries. Therefore, we need to track the behavior of people responding to the program. The way that we did it is to put a unique phone number on each message and media ad. You can get a pile of voice over IP numbers, or VoIPs, which use internet service to route calls into one central location or number. But you still need to know which number was dialed and by default which ad worked at generating a lead on a new spay and neuter. Some basic statistics that can be used as indications that the program is working is to keep track of the call volume, how many people are calling to schedule appointments or wanting more information once the campaign is launched. Compare that to the number of calls before the campaign. Of course, we would also want to track the number of surgeries we are doing, but a really great way to test not just the success of the program at large is to include a tracking system to track more specific information about the specific messages and media types that we are using. Hopefully, after you implement your marketing program, you will see a jump in the calls, but why are people calling? Where did they see the ads? Which message did people respond to? This is what we really want to know to help get to the bottom of it in order to optimize your marketing program over time. Unfortunately, all the materials that you created, even with the advice of your advisory board and through market testing, will not be equal at drawing your new clients into your clinic. You do not want to waste valuable and costly opportunities with materials that are not effective at drawing calls. So we are going to gather information about the call source, including which message and media, but we also want to continue to gather data throughout the entire process, from what day and time the people call, what kind of person is making the call, and who actually is coming to the clinic. Use this data to generate patterns of behavior that we'll then use to optimize what we're doing later on. We will go through the process of optimization more in detail in the next lesson, But early on, we saw, as calls increase, so does surgery volume. If you do not see this relationship, then you need to reassess your marketing messages or what information you are giving people once they have them on the phone. But be sure you can't get more surgeries without more calls, and this system will definitely get you there.